Hey there, language learners. Welcome back to another exciting lesson. Today, I'm diving into one of those grammar points that can seem a bit tricky at first, but is super useful once you get the hang of it. It's something that can really elevate your English skills and make your conversations sound more natural. I'm talking about the present perfect tense. This tense is a favorite among English speakers because it helps us connect the past with the present in a seamless way. So, what exactly is the present perfect tense? It's a fascinating aspect of English grammar that allows us to express actions or states that have relevance to the present moment. It's a verb tense that links the past with the present. This means that whatever happened in the past has some kind of impact or connection to the present. You form it by using have or has plus the past participle of the verb. It's a simple structure but can be very powerful in conveying the right meaning. For example, I have eaten, or she has visited. Simple, right? These sentences show that the actions are completed but still relevant to the present. Now let's break down when to use it. Understanding the context is key to mastering this tense. One common use is for actions that started in the past and continue up to now. This is great for showing ongoing situations or experiences. For instance, I have lived here for 5 years. This means I moved here 5 years ago, and I'm still living here. It's a way to show continuity. That means I moved here 5 years ago, and I'm still living here. This use of the present perfect helps to emphasize the duration of an action or state. Another use is for actions that happened at an unspecified time in the past. This is useful when the exact time isn't important or isn't known. People tend to confuse this with the past simple, but it is important to say that in the past simple we include specific past time expressions. Think of sentences like, he has finished his homework. We're focusing on the completion of the action, not when it happened. We're not saying when he finished it, just that he did. Here's a cool tip. This can be particularly handy in conversations where the result is more important than the timing. Words like already, just, and yet often pop up with the present perfect. These words add nuance and help specify the timing in a subtle way. However, they are not exact time expressions. For example, I have already eaten, or have you finished your project yet? These sentences show how the present perfect can be used to talk about recent actions, but of course there are exceptions. English wouldn't be English without its exceptions, right? For example, in American English, it's common to use the simple past instead of the present perfect in some cases. This can be a bit confusing for learners, so you might hear did you eat instead of have you eaten. This is a regional variation that you should be aware of. Let's look at another exception related to stative verbs. These verbs describe states of being rather than actions. Stative verbs describe a state rather than an action like know, believe, or love. These verbs often use the present perfect to show a state that began in the past and continues to the present. We cannot use the continuous form of the verb in these cases. With these verbs, we often use the present perfect to show a state that began in the past and continues to the present. For example, I have known him for 10 years. I have known him for 10 years. Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you use it, the more natural it will feel. Try creating your own sentences using the present perfect tense. This will help reinforce your understanding and make it easier to use in real conversations. Write them down, say them out loud, and soon enough, you'll start using it naturally. Consistent practice is the key to mastering any new skill, so there you have it. The present perfect tense isn't so scary after all. It's a versatile and useful tense that can really enhance your English. The present perfect tense isn't so scary after all. Keep these tips in mind and you'll be mastering it in no time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more language learning tips. Happy learning. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more language learning tips. Happy learning. Your journey to mastering English is just beginning.